All right, guys, so I'm sitting here live. First of all, welcome to the show, Ronald Bruner Jr.
You gotta wake up in the morning. Well, I'll tell you how I wake up in the morning.
I was just going to say, what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
It's kind of, most people yawn and stretch and stuff, but my shit kind of comes out of sleep and fuck! You know, that's the good old Bruner way. You know? Shit, let's go. Who fuck? Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Steven.
That's how Steven wakes up too?
Both of us. Same time. Wake up at the same time. 6:48 every morning. Fuck!
6:48 with the fuck!
All right.
Okay, welcome to the show, Ronald Bruner Jr.
Hey. Right on.
Hey, here's what I like about you, Ron, because there's only one thing. Drums. Besides that,
No.
that's it.
So much deeper than
No, I'm just kidding. Here's what I love about you, Ron. There's a couple of things. First of all, I really, I cherish our friendship.
I agree.
I really do.
My dog.
My guy, all day.
All day, every day.
I have so much respect for you. I've been a fan for years before we were friends.
I appreciate that.
Because all drummers, bro. I mean, what drummer isn't like Ron?
There's a lot of motherfuckers that ain't like Ron. But the ones that do it, I give them a good journey of a friendship. You know, we have good times. You get to see this. You get to ride the roller coaster with me.
Hey, so I'll just say this. I think you're I'll say one of the greatest drummers alive, and I'm gonna let you debate me.
Oh, I'm not gonna fight that.
I want you to push it.
Oh man, shit.
To the greatest. Because when I call you, answer the phone. What's up, Ron? You're like, oh man, doing great. Greatest drummer alive.
Yeah,
and
man.
I love that, bro.
When I was a kid, my father just, tell yourself who you are, speak it. I spoke that to existence. I wanted to be exactly what I was and what I am. So I spoke it. My affirmations were I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be one of the greatest that ever did this.
Yeah.
And I still say it to myself today because your words are your power. Your words are, they create what you're trying to do. You speak everything you want in your life into existence, and I live my life by that. Everything I wanted to do, I said I was going to do it, and I did it.
I've watched you do it.
Everything.
I feel like,
including the bad. Everything.
Oh, you got to live.
Oh, you got to do this, man.
Full spectrum.
This life is, man, the ups and downs are what make it so beautiful, man.
Yeah. You're a very extreme person.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can see it in your playing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, especially with drums, I feel like drums is the most expressive physical instrument there is, right?
I actually see my extremity as a version of my sensitivity. I'm a very sensitive guy.
Oh.
So I'm either I go hard in a motherfucker or I don't fuck with you.
Right.
Just gotta.
Because you hold up a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a missile, man. Like whatever direction I'm pointing, I'm taking down the target.
Yeah.
And I've lived like that. And sometimes it's been rather reckless, but other times it's gotten me actually everything I wanted. Like that was my drive. My motivation was to just go for it. And my father was like, you want to do that? Go do it. I asked my dad one question. I was young. I was trying to figure out how to play fast. And I was listening to all these records, and I was hearing all these drummers and all these musicians and stuff. And I hearing guys do stuff and set up music sessions where they play something really, really fast. And as an 8-year-old, I was trying to figure out how to play like Billy Cobham. And one time I went to my father and I was like, "Yo, Dad, how do you do this?" I was like, "How do you play fast?" And he looked at me in my face. He said, "Play fast."
Wow, words of wisdom from Ronald Bruner Sr.
So I look at that and everything. Whatever I wanted to do, my father. If I wanted to play with somebody, I would go up and say, "Hey, let me play.
Wow,
can I play, please?" And I keep doing it. I keep doing it. One opportunity. As soon as I saw the door open, I kicked that motherfucker open with a double kick, double front, chest press, with 2 feet, 2 size 11s through the glass window. Like
double kick that door open.
Just open. Yeah, open.
Yeah, I love that, man. Well, you definitely are the fastest.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Let's be real. Let's be real. And you've been the fastest since, I feel like the first time I saw you play was when you did the Modern Drummer Festival.
Oh, wow.
Young Ron.
Yeah, man.
Young Ron wearing a shirt of yourself.
No, I was wearing a shirt of Tony Williams.
Oh, shirt of Tony Williams on Modern Drummer. Yeah. Which was incredible. Yeah, man. And that performance was mind-blowing.
Thank you.
And even then, dude, like to have such like speed and precision and creativity at such a young age. How old were you when you did that? 20s?
20-something. I was like 24.
Yeah, but you even looked so young.
Oh, boy.
You looked so, because you're what, 2 years, you're 82?
Huh?
80?
Man, I am, what?
Year you were
91,
born. Year you were born. 91?
Oh, 92.
I think you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Anyways, because I'm relating to you because when I saw you playing, you were all famous playing in these theaters, doing drum solos, just going crazy. I was like, oh, he's my age? That sucks. You know, like, and so, but you were already at that point. I guess at what point did you realize that you were on a level? Because I could tell. I could tell that you already knew that you were on the level.
I never looked at it like being on a level. Imagine this. Imagine being in a family where there was no cap. There was no top. My family, everybody's a musician. So being a musician and being great was the norm. It was normal for me to be dope. Yeah. Everybody in the family's dope.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a idea that I got to a level. I just knew that when I was doing what I was doing, there was things I had to do. It wasn't a level. It was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I got to go here. Yep. I got to be in this. I got to play this. I got to do this. It was almost like I had, other than a level of thinking, I had more of an agenda.
Right.
More of a goal set agenda. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this mark. I'm going to influence the community, musical community. I'm going to be someone that can be a spark, a generational spark in the movement of the music. And that was just, I never knew I leveled up. I was always cracking. Yeah. It was always, as a kid, we were always cracking. You know,
you guys knew that
we were cracking. We would practice. You know, all of the crew I grew up with, we were already had this. We were so involved in our goals that it was just motivation. So that without even looking at what we were doing, we were setting the train tracks to whatever we are now. You know, the great musicians and people that people pay attention to now. We set that up then. It wasn't intentional. It was just go. You know, no level. I always knew that I was going to do what I was going to do. I just had to walk through the doors that God opened for me. You know, I knew what I was going to do.
I mean, you are very inspiring, and your whole crew, your family is inspiring, and then your whole crew of friends, like it's the best, and it's clearly. I feel like part of the reason you guys are all so talented is because you all had each other, and you had each other to challenge, to collab, to learn, to just like push, go. Mm-hmm. And I mean, starting with obviously even your dad and everything, and
moms, dad, grandparents,
your whole family, your whole family,
2 generations of it, 3 generations of it, 4 generations of it.
But you guys did lift the bar. You guys elevated.
I appreciate it, man. I remember when we were younger, like LA wasn't being looked at. We were looked at for hip hop. Yeah. And our jazz was looked at as smooth and creamy. You know, it was creamy. You know, you come here and you want to get, you know, jazz was connected with wine and cheese and crackers and, you know, sitting in a box seat at the Hollywood Bowl and you're listening. Like that was when I was younger. And so we had a goal to kind of go against the East in the aspect of the motion of the music. You know, the younger we were really into what was happening on the East with, as far as like, you know, jazz and the progression of music. And we were coming up. That was what we were eating. The East Coast music was jazz from the East was feeding us. And so we were like, we got to make that here. We got to bring that here. We have that. So when I was young, I was chasing the goal to play with Kenny Garrett for a minute out of high school, because Terrace put me on these records, but he was putting me on a lot of stuff that was coming out the East. And I was like, no, we can do that. We can shift this. You know, we got the horn players. We got the sound. We got a whole energy. We got hip hop. We got the hood. We all from the hood. Like, we can turn this around. And so it was really beautiful. Everybody started kicking through the doors about 5-6 years, a little bit longer than that, about 7 years ago. We all just started kicking through the doors, just going, because it was like the music was in limbo. The East was going through what they were going through, and it was a big window.
So yeah, once again, I think so 6-7 years ago, you were referring to, you guys hit another level, but you were already you had already elevated.
Yeah, we
were
proving ourselves. We were in that era, like proving ourselves.
The scene knew though.
Yeah, the scene knew.
The scene knew. Yeah. The scene was watching you guys just like, fuck.
It popped off when my boy Miles got the plug at the piano bar.
Yes, dude.
That shit blew the door open. Cause that was our hang, and man, we tore that motherfucker down,
bro. It's unbelievable. I feel lucky that I was able to witness that so many times, because it really is unfucking believable that you guys,
all of us, that was
Miles,
our
Tony, Kamasi, Thundercat, Terrace, everybody.
That was our place. We had that. I mean, imagine having a place in the middle of Hollywood where it's always foot traffic, and being able for 2 nights a week for us to play whatever we want. And any other nights, when Miles would say, "Hey man, why don't you have a night? Why don't you have a night, Ronald? Why don't you have a night, Thundercat? Why don't you have a night, Flying Lotus? Why don't you have like we all went through that place because it was a source to plug in. It was a place where you can play in front of an audience of regular people that were walking down the street, hundreds of regular people all the time. Every Wednesday, every Friday, every Monday through Sunday, it was some shit cracking there.
I felt like I would just walk in and it was you guys.
Man, that was the spot, man.
Yeah. And I felt so lucky because I knew what was happening. I think a lot of people were just like, well, you have like your people that knew, which there was obviously a scene that were like take advantage of this because this isn't going to last forever, even though it lasted, I think, way longer than expected. I mean, until the joint was freaking torn down, essentially, right? Yeah. But and this place was 100 people.
It was more than that. I mean, we used to. I mean, we had
100
lines.
people would be like, yeah, but I'm talking in it at once.
No, dude,
120 maybe would be.
It was like
packed.
Man, it would be packed. It was more than that because the capacity of that room was like 210 or something like that. So we would try to get 300 in there.
But you could, if there was more than 150, you couldn't see. Because it was.
You should have seen the night. You should have seen the nights that we had people come in. Like we had Erykah Badu pull up. We had nights where it was just like. Yeah, it was just like it was just.
It was legendary, bro. It was LA legendary shit, and it'd be like you on drums and Tony on like dual drummers.
Yep, everybody.
Your bro on bass and Miles.
What was really
cool
about we had the nights like where like the guys would be playing at Catalina's Bar and Grill down the street.
Yeah.
Whoever, Roy Hargrove. I mean, Nicholas. it was with Robert Glasper. Shout out to my boy Rob.
Yeah.
It was like whoever was playing in town. And they were there doing Wednesday or Friday. They was there with us.
Well, because it was lit at the piano bar with you guys, and Catalina's is hard to light up. You're sitting there eating nachos.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and it's like, don't get me wrong, there's been legendary shows at Catalina's, of course, but the piano bar feel with you guys was just like, it was an anomaly. Yeah. It was like, is this real? It couldn't last forever. Yeah. The fact that it went on for however many years that was amazing. And I think it was taken for granted. Oh. But what was great is what you guys were doing in there for yourselves. Yeah, for yourselves was amazing. And and those were like defining years because 2008 to 2010 was when I was doing my night at Cinespace, just a few blocks away. 3 blocks away. Every Sunday, which was just genreless, whatever. But like, and I had a bunch of the crew play.
Cinespace. Oh man,
yeah. Dude, Hollywood sucks now.
I know, bro. We had spots. We had so many spots we could walk down the street and just get into shit randomly. Oh man, I miss it. But I guess it happens like that. It happens like that.
And I don't think it's just us being older now and being when I was in my prime, it was the shit.
It's going to sound. It's going that route. It's going to go that way.
I'm just aging myself saying it.
It's going to go that way.
I'm in my 30s still, bro. It's like that shit was lit. There's just the culture has died. You know, like the music, not the LA culture is still live as hell, but that Hollywood, the Hollywood culture where there was jazz. Dude, remember like the Green Door?
Yeah, man.
Green Door jazz days.
With Gary Novak
and
Darren Johnson.
Amazing shit, dude. Yeah, dude. There was so much back then. But then but Piano Bar, you guys at Piano Bar was insane because you have, and then all of you guys developing, all of you guys doing big gigs, like, you know, Kendrick was happening at the time, and all these, you guys were on all these projects, but your solo projects hadn't popped yet.
Yeah, that was a cool moment too when everybody had these records, when we all had records in like 2017 and 30, everybody had records and we all went in the studio.
Records were sick.
Yeah, it was good times, man. Good times.
And it's like all of a sudden,
2012 we all had records.
Yeah, 2012. And the reason why I'm saying like on a level to go back earlier is because you did Modern Drummer 2006, dude. So 6 years before that, you were already, at least in the drum world.
We go before that. It was already cracking at like 99.
That's what, because to even have the platform for you to be able to perform at the Modern Drummer Festival in the slot you had doing a drum solo in 2006 means you were already identified, right? You were already had the spotlight on you, and this was just at the time like the biggest drumming stage there was, right?
It was nerve wracking.
I was gonna say because you seem so confident and in your playing. I mean, in general, but even back then. But you also, what I love about your playing is, especially back then, because I feel like now you're just such a master at what you fucking do.
I'm trying to turn into fucking Yoda, man.
But back then, you're there. Back then, you had the balls to take risks in what you were trying to do in front of a theater of thousands of people with you doing a drum solo.
I've never been afraid to fail.
There it is.
I've never been, even in my life now. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to sit back and say I fucked up, or whatever. I've never been afraid to make a mistake. It's like I learned this from my father and from Dennis Chambers. All that matters. There's a bunch of people that I learned this concept from, but the men that really kind of stuck in my head, my dad and Dennis Chambers, is all about what you do right afterwards.
Yep.
Whatever happens in life, it's like, what are you going to do now? That happened. So what do you do?
What's next?
So I've never been afraid. Fear isn't a factor in my decision making. More in my decision making is it okay? Is this dope? That's my little insecurity. Sometimes I'm like, is this really killing? I see everybody jumping around and shit, but nah. Is it really? I hear everybody go, "Whoa! Is it really that dope?"
So what's next for you right now?
Love Songs to Ghost, baby.
Is that what it's called? New album?
Yeah, man.
Love Songs.
I'm almost done. But yeah.
Love Songs
to Ghost. I'm kind of dealing with my issues on this record. I'm dealing with the both sides of me, the lover, the dark side, and the party mode. Like just kind of dealing with it and just singing. So I like people. I like to let people in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like to let people in, and my sensitivity tries to block it. But nah, man, because I like to. It's cool to let people know where you are, so they can give you the love they want to give you when you or where you give them. It's like opening up and letting people see your vulnerability.
Yeah.
So, I'm finishing it up right now. I'll be done with it in about this month, and then I'll get it out to everybody. But yes, it's a view. It's kind of like a view into a lot of sides of me.
Well, from what I've heard, I know I haven't heard the update.
That's why. I'm gonna play it for you later.
I love what I've heard.
Oh man, good times.
There's real songs, dude. Yeah. It's real.
I'm really trying to be a singer.
You have a great voice. I feel like you've grown so much from your last solo album, because I think your last solo album was people being like, at least from my perspective, was like, oh, Ron's singing?
Yeah.
Oh wow. And then it was also you had chops on it, but it was musical, and there was songs. But now there's like songs. Yeah. And there's hooks, and they're catchy, and it's still you, it's still ripping, and it's still your whole squad and your brother and your everyone on it. And like some good, we won't spoil anything.
Yeah, some good collabs.
Some good collabs on there. So it still has like the your sound.
Yeah, and it's kind of, this one is more so. It's like this is more a little bit more songy. I'm gonna put I have some drum stuff on there, but this one's kind of just like a period piece for me. It's like just because it was so quick. Right, writing this record was just quick. Just go. And so it's kind of just like a moment. It's just step away from what everybody knows me as all the time as a drummer, which we never not know me as.
Yeah.
But also kind of get to dig into my songwriting ability and the things that I also can do along with the drums.
Yeah.
Rapping, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of letting people get into me. Like figure, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then the next shit will be like, I'm doing great, and then it won't be hot. Like, oh, we don't want to hear that.
So glad I made these decisions.
Look at me, I'm doing great, I'm sober. No, like I don't want to put that album out. I want to put the one out like, oh my God, I'm lonely. Oh, help me, God. And everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, let's help this motherfucker.
Does this song wake up with like an alarm in the morning?
Album starts, fuck. Yeah, the album starts like, fuck. Starts like that. And it ends like, I'm going to sleep. Fuck! Sorry for cursing so much, Daddy. You know what it is. That's for my pops, Ronald. Get in, Ronald.
Big shouts to your dad, dude.
Shout out Papa-san.
How's Jameel doing, little bro?
I just saw him because he's doing great, man.
Tell him I said hi, man.
One of the greatest Bruners that ever exist.
What is he doing right now?
He's working on his music and working on everything.
Great.
He's at that point where he's like very, very expressive and experimental.
Amazing.
Trying things, and I'm proud of him. He's finding his lane. He's on it. He's on his road. I'm proud of both of my brothers.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Jameel because he's so talented, so gifted, and he's at that place where he's finding it. And that's the most beautiful part of growth. Like the exploration. And I appreciate that about my brother too. My brother is like, he knows who he is, but he's constantly searching for the greater him, and it's inspiring to me. He's better. And so they rub off on me.
Yeah.
In such a positive way. I'm quiet about it because I'm the big bro, and I want to be like, hey, come over here and let's go get something. No, Boss Bro says, but their emotion and what they're doing in life is really inspirational. I'm happy for them. But yeah, my baby brother's doing great. Steven's doing great. Jameel's doing, it's beautiful. It's like, man, I can't wait till Christmas and we all get together at Thanksgiving. We have great experiences. Me and my family have some interesting experiences when we get together on holidays. Like we speak, like we have a quiet language of music that just is crazy. Like one time we were at my crib. Everybody was at the house. All the family chilling at the crib. Mom's cooking in the kitchen. We all hanging out watching. We were watching Unsung. I'll tell you a great Bruner moment with the family. It's how we communicate. We're watching Unsung, and the Unsung was the Ohio Players. And so Pops is sitting on the couch, and everybody, everybody, kids, everybody sitting on the couch, and we all hanging out. And so in the middle of a conversation, we were talking about something. I forgot what Pops was talking about. My mother was in a conversation. We were all just having a conversation. And in the middle of the conversation, this song called Pain from Ohio Players comes on. And I remember we're sitting there talking, and then all we heard was boom, right? So we're all sitting there, we heard we're talking, boom, boom. Every person under the sound and name Bruner, when we heard boom, boom, we all went. Everybody, I'm talking about my son, I'm talking about his daughter, I'm talking about every person with the name Bruner in that room. When that groove came on, it simultaneously stopped the conversation. We all, my mama, everybody, right? And then when it got right into the verse in the reverend, and it was like, all right, yeah, man. So back you said, so yeah, it was like we have a language of music that just translates. We connected music. My father gave us so many options of musical excellence, hearing stuff that we put it into moments in our life. Like music became the way I can tell you how I felt.
Yeah. When
I would get upset and frustrated about something, my parents and everybody knew when I cut on Miles Davis' Little Church, leave Ronald alone. Because he's in his world, right?
Yeah.
When Stephen will put on his record, Stephen will put on some of the most amazing stuff, and you would be confused what Steve was feeling. He would put on Shanice, and that was when he was gonna stab the shit out of you. Can't you see just how I feel? Leave Stephen alone. For real, Stephen's gonna stab you. Stephen is angry, but he's the whole time it's just all we speak a language through music, man. It was crazy, man. It's crazy.
You guys are so similar, yet so different.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
How old were you when you actually started drumming on Drum Kit? And were you jamming with your dad? Would he drum with you? And
I remember. It's kind of interesting. We all have some of us. I don't know how everybody has memories of as a baby or child, but I have memories of. I actually believe from the stories my parents have told me and what I experienced being in existence. I really believe that I was put here to do this. I literally believe that. So I wanted to be on the drums as soon as I saw it, for my mother says I could feel it inside of her.
Yeah.
She could feel me moving on beat and stuff like that. But when I saw it, I remember being 2 years old, and I remember I was playing. I was at the NAMM show. I was 2, and I remember being at the NAMM show, and I remember they had just came out with this drum set called the Remo PTS kit. I think Louis Belson and a couple guys helped develop this drum set where basically it was a pre-tuned drum head that went on a drum set. And it was called the Junior Pro PTS kit. And I remember they were showcasing it, and they were drum sets for young kids that really a kit that's a little bit better than the Sears drum set with the paper heads and the brass. It was like a level up for a child that's really, really serious. And I remember seeing that drum set, and I remember getting on that drum set and playing, starting by myself. My dad was talking. I just walked away from my parents, got on the drum stick, started playing. And I remember after I don't know if I closed my eyes, I don't know if I was in the beat playing the groove, whatever. But when I looked up, it was Jeff Porcaro, Narada Michael Walden, Bernard. It was a whole bunch of drummers watching me play. And as soon as I got through playing, Jeff Porcaro picked me up. And it came, said, hey, talk to my pops. He knew my pops. Picked me up, and they started passing, and I started being passed around to all the drummers.
No way.
So that
like Simba.
Yeah, it was like that. Like it was like, this is Ron Bruner. But everybody in the industry kind of knew my pops because my pops was in the game before I was even alive. So everybody knew Ron Bruner Sr. Pops was playing with Temptations and Dinah Ross. He was doing stuff, Gladys Knight. He was working, so everybody kind of knew him. He was in the LA scene, everybody. So it was like, this is your boy. And I was a little, so that I knew it was no figuring out what I was gonna do. I just was like, that's my life right there. Or that's a part of my life. Not my life, but I'm doing that. So I always knew I always knew. And I never even thought of another option. I was put here to give, with the gift of music, to give to people.
So would you jam with your dad? Would you do?
Yeah, when we got older, me and my pops used to play together. I mean,
older, but not when you were a kid.
I mean, when I was a kid, I was watching him and getting the ideas, getting what it's like to be a musician. I was learning that process, watching him being there at his gigs. But at the time, being young, I was always trying to play. Right. So he would let me, sit in. 5 years, 6 years old.
Get up, Dad.
And then I started playing professionally. I started doing professional gigs when I was 8.
That's crazy. What were those gigs?
Like wedding receptions and like, in-town stuff. For 8. I was doing stuff with my uncle Gerald Brown and Wayne Vaughn, playing gigs with them, and like they would just let me, teach me the ropes. Like, oh, come on, you teach me how to play a groove, making people dance, like that kind of stuff. And I was 8 years old and making and think of an 8-year-old making $375 for a wedding gig.
Dude, fuck allowance.
Yeah, man. I was paying light bills in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was probably getting $6 a week.
I was contributing to the phone bill at 9 years old.
Well, because you were getting all the calls for the gigs.
Yeah,
so
well,
you got to pay for the bill.
My dad saw the gift, and my dad, what he would do is, my dad would sometimes get double booked. He would get multiple gigs during the weekend, and he would pass me the gig.
Oh my God.
So he would do
filling in.
Yeah. And so my pops would be over in West LA or Westwood, and I'd be playing somewhere over in Hollywood at the Athletic Club, being like sitting in the back of the room at 10 years old, waiting to go on stage with all these grown folks getting drunk and lit playing pool and shit. And I'm waiting to play. Do you remember? Like, it was just,
so you had the song library too, because if you're doing,
yeah, man, my pops indoctrinated us.
I was gonna say, by the time you're 8, you already have the catalog. You know everything. You're playing it. Your pockets, your grooves are there.
As infants, we would listen to everything from Led Zeppelin to Train, Vishnu. It was just my mother had all the soul, Aretha. Yeah. So it was just every day. My father every week bought new records. Every week, 5-6 records. He would just play them. It was just like we were just boom, 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 boom. And
what about with Steven? When did you start playing with Steven? When you were younger, were you guys jamming?
Yeah, Steven was interesting how he budded. He was quiet. He was quiet for you. Like when he was young, he was really, really quiet. Steven is a very amazing artist, and as far as like drawing, depicting his thoughts and depicting how he feels and putting it on paper. And so when he was younger, he was really, really quiet. But we were in Detroit burying my grandmother, and I think Steven was 5 or 6, and so my pops came to visit us. And my pops brought me brought instrument when he came to visit us to help with my grandmother, whatever. He came to Detroit to be with moms, and he brought Steven his bass called a harmony bass. And Steven was about 5 or 6, and I swear to God, it was from 0 to Steven was playing bass. Like it was like my father literally sat there and taught Steven the scales, and he taught him this song, "The Smoke on the Water."
Yeah,
yeah, and. It was like as if Steven, it was like he went from nothing, like he was he was into it, but as a 5-year-old, it was like he was like a kindergartner, first grader, and he went from nothing, not playing, chilling, doing art, just being Steven, bouncing around and everything, being a kid, to like all of a sudden he has a groove. It was like, it just went like that. Same thing with Jameel. Jameel kind of started late, but it just went like boom, 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 boom. It was like, it's like Steven just started picking up everything. He started, and then my pops, he got into violin when he got in middle school. So Steve was playing bass and violin, so he started getting that concept of harmony. And he was also listening to records like Steve. He would hear, I was practicing to like any record that had Anthony Jackson on, and I'll make Steven play with me. Play this with me, listen. I would force Steven to listen to stuff. He'd be like, man, I don't want to listen to this. I want to go watch cartoons. No, we gonna listen to this. And I was a very pushy older brother, And I used to, we used to sit up every day during the summers. Whenever my parents would leave, we would set up my drum set and his Wall of Doom SWR 810s amp in the living room, and we would practice every day to records. We just me and him grooved like Jay Dilla records. Like we just. It was just, I don't know. It's just in us. Like I can't describe it. It was like all of us went from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Real quick.
And then it's in your genes.
Yeah, man.
And then, it's just in your family. It's just in your blood. You're pushing. There you are. You're pushing Steven. You're encouraging him. Pop's
more like forcing, but yeah, it was
more
encouraging.
Like forcing at first. I'm
more
sure
like being like, you gonna play this.
Yeah.
And then when I got older, that's why he's taking boxing classes. He's like, I'm gonna whoop your. Like,
I gotta catch
all right,
up
Steven,
now.
my bad, dog. I still got something for you, them up. Yeah, but
well, you guys sound so amazing together, man. My
I haven't
favorite.
played with him while I miss him.
My favorite, I think I saw you guys right before COVID playing together. Because I love it. Whenever I go see Thundercat play, I'm always personally like, I hope Ron's on drums. I hope Ron's on drums. Of course, everyone, Justin and everyone that I've seen play, everyone's
It's
great.
weird. It's
Everyone's
weird
great.
being brothers with somebody, like when being brothers and playing music, because it's telekinetic, which makes it. It's just I don't know how to describe it. It's like you know what each other's gonna do. We can telegraph each other's punches.
Yeah.
So it's magic to the listener. But sometimes it's hell for us. It's like, okay, it's like it's weird because we're like. It's like we know what each other's gonna do.
Exactly. You're so locked in the riffs. Like his riffs are your fills.
Yeah.
So I think for any other drummer, they have to like learn it, understand Steven, get in there deep, and then or play it or learn the parts if it's you on the record or whatever it is, or if it's program or whatever it is. But I feel when it's the two of you, that sibling riffage is like it's the same heartbeat, it's the same pulse, it's the push and the pull is the exact same. All those things. Yeah, man. So and
I have some on the record, man. I now that you said it, I have some record. I actually need to put it back on the record. I have some stuff with just me, Steven, and Jameel, us playing as a trio.
Dude, that's like so sick. The three brothers.
One of the features on the album is just us three. And I want to say his name, but I gotta get the clearance, huh? Man, but yes, it's
Ruskin lawyer manager.
Yeah,
we're not cleared.
We had the opportunity to work together for an artist right now that's kind of really bubbling in the game right now, and he's one of the few guys to have a record where it's us three playing together. When we play together, we went on tour together with Steven.
Really?
Just us three as a trio.
Really?
Yeah, man. It was absolutely insane.
When was that?
That was I want to say Jameel turned. Let's see. I want to say 2016 or 17. When my brother, I think he came out with his first record or second.
I would have loved to have seen that.
It was insane, bro. It was insane.
The Bruner Bros.
Yeah, we us three all together. And we went on we did Seattle and San Francisco and Oregon. It was beautiful. And then my pops was like, all three of you guys can't be together. One of you motherfuckers come on. All three of you Bruner brothers like, nah.
It's too much.
It's y'all three together. But it was smashing though, bro.
It was
too
like much.
All three. I mean, it was so beautiful. It was so.
I'll never forget when you guys when Steven first started popping off as Thundercat, the artist.
I was there for all the first two records. I was
the
on all the
Coachella
tours.
performance, dude.
Which one, 2012?
Yes.
That shit was crazy.
I saw that shit,
oh, so
dude.
That it was around that time. Then.
Yeah.
That was 2012. Damn, it was that long?
That was Jameel?
No, it was around that time, like right after
when you started popping.
We started touring together.
That was when because I feel like before it was like Steven, then it's like Thundercat. And it's like him as the artist and everything. And it was always you on it then, for sure. Every time I saw him back then. But that Coachella performance, because I was like, I was so happy.
Wow, man.
I was so happy because I was like, yes, because Thundercat, Steven's music is so musical, but then since it's melodic, it has the ability to have legs, right? And not just be jazz, only jazz people can like it. And that's what's so great about his success and what he's excelled into. Because I'm like, yes, more of these artists. And now there's all these other artists and this whole new generation that has been inspired by all you guys. That's making more and more jazz, but jazz is cool and jazz is also can be pop. It could be melodic and it can be selling so many other. And now you have even artists like Jacob Collier selling out thousands of tickets. It's so great. Like, so I'm so happy.
I think it's kind of cool with it's a plus and a minus to how the music industry is now, as far as like what people listen to and how we listen to music.
Yeah.
You know, the plus is that there's so many options now that you can, if you want to be an artist, you can do whatever you want to do now.
Yeah.
And you can create your own fan base. You can create your own thing. It don't matter what style of music. It's so many avenues at this particular point. But the minus is it's harder to be individual because there's so many ways to find the next thing. And we've been kind of taught by social media and everything. We're kind of being taught to have the lowest attention span as possible.
Yep.
You got 30 seconds to make me give a fuck about you.
Max.
Like you got, as long as my thumb is still up and I'm scrolling, if you make my thumb stop that extra 12 seconds, I like it.
Yeah.
And we've been taught like that. Our generation was not taught like that. We were taught to listen to something, dig into it, get everything you can get out of it, then go to the next thing. No, now it's like, even like the way people grieve when death happens it's like it's that level too. You see people,
instant gone.
You see people's mamas and daddies gone, and all of a sudden they're down for 3 days and they're back chilling with you.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like we've been conditioned to be like this now. So it's tough, but like that's the negative. But the positive, man, is it's the most expressive times ever. You can literally do what the fuck you want to do, express yourself. You can be who you are in these times without, it's still weird judgment. Now that the whole cancel culture, all that stuff, it's still weird judgment. But the basis of it now is the generations are shifting. And now that we're growing to become the guys in power in the next 20, 30 years, everything's shifting. Our mindset is going to be what takes over. That our mindset is more freedoms. We're not coming from we're coming from the concepts of the darkness, racism, all that. We're coming from that, but we're the generation trying to shift it. We're the ones saying, and we will be in power. We will be the president in 30. Our age will be the president in the next 25, 30 years. There's going to be a guy our age that's going to be like, man, we were like, and we're not coming from where our parents came from. We're coming from like, I don't care. And the younger generation is even more. If we're saying I don't care, they're like, I don't give a fuck. Like we're saying I don't care about that. We're equal. My pops and moms, I don't give a damn what they're thinking. This is me.
Yep.
And the younger ones are like, man, like, I don't give. I'm just gonna.
Younger ones are.
Shoot on your block, nigga. Like it's a whole. It's the generations are shifting. So
the younger one is literally, just sitting there, tongue out.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care. Man, you should do it. No, I don't give it.
But it's awesome. And I think today being an artist, there's like, well, as you're saying, the plus side and the downside. The plus side is you could get a hold of anybody. The downside is anybody can get a hold of you, right?
There you go.
And it's like, so anyone can make art. Back then, even 2002, right? You have to it'd be hard to make an album or a CD and press it and put it out. It's expensive. And then you have the street team in Chicago. You got to mail your flight. You got to print out the
There were people that used to go and put glue on freaking construction sites and put your album. I don't even see that anymore.
We were just talking in the last episode about street teams.
Yeah, street teams. I don't even see that anymore.
You don't need it because now it's like, please share this post.
Yep. I remember going over the 10 freeway on Crenshaw and seeing the whole side where they were developing those apartment buildings and seeing that whole side right there, Crenshaw on the 10, right in the exit going east on the 10. You see that whole side with every record, Busta Rhymes. It was like everything, Pharrell. It was like everything that we thought. Parties, go to this party on Saturday. It was like you knew by being in the street what you were doing. Now it's like I go in, like whenever I want to go out and go kick it, I go and look at my friends' Instagram stories, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I see the homies at this spot. Hey, where we at?
Yeah, what's up?
But back in the day, it was like, oh, we planned on Thursday to be somewhere on Saturday.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get some fits. We gotta hit the mall. Let's go hit the mall. Let's get fitted so we can get some bits. We can get some honey. I didn't mean to say it like that, ladies, my Mercedes. But anyway, but like, it was a thing. We had to prep.
Yep.
We had the phones. I mean, I was walking around like, you don't have to call. I was ushered out. Oh, bro, back in the 2000s, I had the whole. You remind me of the. I have the whole. It was the Motorola 2-way pager. I was that dude, little diamond, all that. I had to prep. At the prep now, it's like, hey man, everybody's over there, go over there. Like, so different now, but I love it. And I refuse to put my mind in an old place and think like, oh, I'm with it. Let's get it.
Gotta be.
That's with it. Like, let's go.
Gotta be with it.
Go.
With that being said, when your new album comes out, we can see a lot more Ronald Bruner Jr. on social media.
Yeah, I'm actually
a lot more content.
I'm actually shifting. I'm in a part of my life where I'm making a really beautiful and honest transition into the Phoenix I want to be, and grabbing the reins for many years. I've put things into my world that were unnecessary that allowed me not to see the beauty of what I'm really actually supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And now that I kind of have some clear eyes, it's really beautiful, and I'm taking advantage of this energy. And so when I put this record out, I want people to like dig in, whatever. Like I like being vulnerable.
Yeah,
it's a tough place to be, and it's a challenge. And I take challenges on. Like I had a drum teacher when I was a kid, and he used to always make me feel that what I was doing was almost like not enough. I could do more. But everything that he pushed me back on, I used it as fuel. I used it as logs. Like, oh, you tell me, I'm going to be this. One time he told me, he said, what makes you think I want you to be a success? In 5 years from now, you're my competition. And I looked at that and I said to myself, I'm gonna be more than your competition. I'm going to smash you. I'm going to annihilate your history on this instrument. And every time you see me from this point on, you're going to come up to me. I'm not gonna talk to you. Sure enough, I just started on my steam train. Next thing I know, he was trying to be friends with me, and I was like, you can kiss all this ass chicks, all of every bit of, but I still love him. But I use that as motivation. So in this part of my life, I'm using that as like a way to kick the door open so I can actually be who I'm actually supposed to be.
Yeah.
So people can actually, instead of me saying I need to be appreciated, I can quietly just do my thing, and people say it, you know.
How are you getting through your own mental blocks?
Man, God, rehab, acceptance, looking in the mirror a lot, and enjoying my peace. I'm so used to running and so used to moving around so much, and like, one of the craziest things I realized is that I was on the road, and like last month, I've been out on the road for at least up until 3 weeks ago. I have been consistently on the road since the end of April.
Who are you out with?
I was doing Kamasi, Kenny Garrett, doing a bunch of studio work, just doing a bunch of stuff and never being home.
Yeah.
And when I got to the end of kind of this in and out running stuff, I realized how much more the road has become my home. And when the road becomes your home, it's like everything that comes with it becomes your norm. You know, the all the things they call it, you know, everybody's sex, drugs, rock and roll, all that becomes your norm. So your concept of appreciation, your concept of medication, everything you do becomes a byproduct of what's there for you and how you get. Like, imagine, I mean, people, you've done this before, but imagine you're on the road so much and you're giving so much as a musician, or you're playing. Like, you're literally, every day that you're there, your job is to give to people. Mm-hmm. You go on stage and you give your all. You give every show. You spent months rehearsing. You did all this stuff to be on the road, to have this smashing show. And you sit there, you play, you do it, and you work, and you're smashing, and you get off stage and you're empty because you gave it all. And what do we do when you're empty? You got to fill up with something, right? And what usually does that? Sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, sex and drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah.
It's like you have to figure out some kind of way to do it. And if you don't have enough strength in yourself, all the extra shit will be your pillow. And so when I started realizing that and started seeing it and started just tearing shit up and being whatever, I was like, okay, I'm it's like, stop. Don't you want to be who you say you are? You know, yeah. Don't you want to dive into who you really are? You know, it's going to take you chilling for you to do that. You're not home out here. You're home at home. You're home with your family. You're home with the people that care about you, so you can literally get that, fill up with that, you know, and fill up with God. Like, yeah. I had no relationship with God. I had a relationship, more so my relationship was just being like, thanks, man. Thanks for another night. I got through this one. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And that's why I be waking up like, fuck. And you know, because I spent so many times just like, yeah, another day. Thanks, preach. But now it's like, okay, well, how do you tell the story? So with this record, it's also a big new process of me starting to like write my book. You know, write a book. Nice. I've always looked at my life as a book. Like, that's why I have these periods where it's like, because it's no fun. What if I was just a happy guy all the time? It wouldn't be wouldn't be so. What's the content? What makes me infamous? It's all what makes anybody infamous. It's the stories.
Yeah.
If I was always coming around, you know, hey man, cool man, and everybody's hey man, cool, hey man, cool man, hey man, cool man. No, that works for everybody who want, you know, that works.
I was gonna say, are you insulting me right now?
Hey man, cool. If that's your energy, cool. I mean, yeah, you do. But then it's also like I kind of got a kick out of the mystery of the dark parts of me. I get a kick every now and then, come in the room, everybody like, oh shit. Like,
dude, we got to do not the roast of Ronald Bruner Jr., but the stories.
Oh, bro, I have so many
of Ronald Bruner Jr. and just have everyone line up and have everyone tell Lord and stories Savior. Of you.
Woo! I'll probably you know, check this. You ever been in a situation where everybody's telling stories about everybody? Okay, imagine me being tour bus, like everybody's telling stories. I say Kamasi, just best friend, the best friend. Best. Number
Kamasi
one.
Washington.
Ace, my ace. Shout out my ace, mate. Imagine being on a bus with your best friend and everybody's telling stories. And everybody else's stories are real kind of light and funny. And everybody else is telling stories, right? And I'm sitting there like, don't say shit. Because as soon as you say, because it's like, oh yeah, remember that time Ronald? And everybody, oh shit, oh yeah, that was crazy. Like,
You're just sitting there.
It's never like lighthearted. It's never like, oh, remember that time Ronald? That was so funny, right? It's like, man, remember that time Ronald? Man, that shit was real fucked up, man. That was really, yeah, man. And you know, he tore that motherfucker up. Yeah. Most guys have stories like, oh man, we got on the bikes, man. He crashed into the wall. Ha ha. Like, mom, remember that time Ronald crashed the Ferrari into the swimming pool? Man, that was fucked up, bro. Like,
everything was fucked up.
So yes, I'm looking forward to a roast, but yeah, I got to give it some years of this spirit because my spirit right now is feeling so good. I'm so happy. My skin's
You seem really good, man. Your skin looks great. Yeah, you look healthy.
Fly.
You look healthy. You seem present. You're talking about God. This is great. I can only imagine you got ginger beer.
Oh, this would have been a problem.
No, we're good right now. So once again, your brain, right? Because just thinking about like, okay, so your set when you did the Jam.
Oh man,
with
that
Terrace
was
Martin,
magical.
With Terrace and Kamasi.
It's magical.
That was, I think, one of my favorite performances, if not my favorite performance of you I've ever seen. And that was one of my favorite, if not my favorite drum performance I've ever seen.
Thank you, man.
And I think the internet has spoken too, because whenever we post clips on Jammcard or whatever of those moments, it's just like, wow, it's like you are Phoenix style soaring as you were playing. And I can't help, and I've watched that shit so many times, even just from editing it, and then let alone not from editing your playing. There's no touching.
I know what you mean.
On that play.
Oh, trust me, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
you wouldn't dare edit.
No need.
You wouldn't dare cut off any. You wouldn't dare fade out on these drum solos. No. What the Pro Tools slope down? Nah, hell no.
Nah. But yeah, I feel like since I listened to it so many times. This was really cool about that project for me, because I wouldn't normally listen. If you guys just put out that album and I had nothing to do with it, I would listen to it several times, even if I loved it 10 times, whatever, and be like, oh, I love this album. But since I've heard it, and I definitely know Christian in the room with me here, we've heard it so many times, like I feel like I dug into your phrasing so much more, and Terrace's and Kamasi's, especially you, Terrace and Kamasi, from that recording. And but your phrasings, bro, there's no way. It's like, it can't be all intentional, because how could a brain think that fast? It has to just be go.
Yeah.
Just expression, go. Like it's there, your muscle memory of whatever.
Check
maybe
this out. I tell people, like practicing, you're talking about just for side note, continue, don't forget that thought. Yeah. Playing drums, for me, and where my mind is with playing my instrument, I put many years into practicing, but I had a reason for practicing. I don't really tell people this that often, but some of my people that have been around me know this. But with me, practicing, the only reason I practiced is because I wanted to be able to accomplish and play and perform and put on my drum set anything I fucking think. My motivation was, I'm practicing for ultimate proficiency in creative expression, so I can do whatever I think, whenever I feel I want to do something. And also see rhythm in a grid in my head. I also see all the, I see all the options and splits from a whole note, where I can go. And I see it like almost like a pyramid or like a grid. So anyway, but I practiced to be able to accomplish anything I think. So when I play now, especially when I got past the ages of adolescence, when I was younger, when I got past high school and everything, when I play now, I put all that effort in to be able to just go.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to stop me from hearing what you're playing or hearing what somebody's playing with me and being able to push it or lift it or whatever, because I have the ability and because I put the work in to get the technical proficiency with these limbs to do certain things. Now I just sit down. It's like, oh, I hear that, boom. Oh, I hear that, boom. Oh, we playing some pocket, boom. Oh, we playing some jazz, boom. We playing some rock, boom. It's like because my father trained me to be proficient at everything. Take this music, take this technique, take all of this, and turn it into how you give your spirit to this music, or give your spirit to God, and let God use you through music, like that. So that's a component to why I can sit there and do whatever I feel like. And it's not even my ego. It's more like
No.
I just know that whatever I'm feeling, I'm going to play it. And if it's in the music, it's going to lift it.
That's not ego at all. Yeah.
And then you go through that period where you're young and I tried everything. I was tearing people's gigs up in my youth because I was just trying to play, everything. And then you go through that and you get your ups and downs, you get fired, you go through all that kind of stuff, and you start shining your diamond. And so once your diamond is shining and it's off your finger, I mean, look how ladies put their diamond, put their diamonds on, when it's on your finger, it's like you want that, it's shining now. But that diamond came from coal. And all that work that it took for them to get that diamond to shine on your finger, now it's shining.
Yeah.
So I get into the point where I'm shining now. So it's like I just shine. Okay. What we playing? Oh, we gonna play some hip, whatever. Let's go. If I don't know it, I'm in it. If I don't know it, I dive in. Oh, we gonna play poker today? Oh, let me get some poker records real quick. Hold on, give me 2 days. I'm diving in. I'm just diving. I just go because that's how my father taught. We came up struggling. We came up in the hood, and there were many times where we had to go, move, and that went into every period of our life. So with music, I'm never going to tell you no. Where we going? Let's go. We playing jazz. We really finna play jazz. We really finna play. Like it's a drive because I pull everybody with me with that. All of my friends. Like everybody who grew up with me. I have always been like, that's how, Anyway, no, back to your idea. Back to what you were saying. I mean, interrupt you, but I was just telling you about why.
No, that was totally on subject with it because I was just like, it's so fast and then so perfectly executed at this point where we're just like, and that's why you see the Eric Moores and all the other drummers in that video just surrounding you, right? And
we all grew up together, man.
I know, but even for
they've
us,
all carried me out of clubs.
100%. But even foreseeing you play so many times and knowing like, oh yeah, that's Ron. Like obviously the expectations of you are at the utmost highest level, but then you still exceed those expectations. That's the crazy part.
It's a lot of pressure, man.
That's the diamond. It's the pressure, right?
It's a lot of pressure to show up being okay all the time.
Yeah.
People want to see you always in control. They don't want to see you in control, which is what creates the story. But when you're in control all the time, people want to see it like that a certain way. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure to come into a situation that everybody knows you can jump so high, and then you can don't, what I mean? Everybody knows you're Jordan. Everybody knows how fast you run and how high you jump. And then there's those times where you're like, and that's when the times it's like, oh, that's not, it's pressure.
Yeah.
It's pressure. Like all those musicians in that room, there's multiple people in that room. Lots of people, majority of everybody in that room that was supporting me, I support.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get the cream of the person they're appreciating. They're appreciating Terrace. They want the best for their satisfaction. They want to be able to come to a show and be able to see this person no matter what they're going through, they're going to give you what you came to see.
Yep.
So that's pressure. And so for me, it's like I don't get nervous, never get nervous anymore. I'm very authoritative of what I do, but it's always like I always sit there before I start any note and I think like, okay, what's about to happen right now? And how can I make sure these people are happy? How can I make sure God's happy? How can I make sure my connection is clear? And how can I do this to the best of my ability? And that's kind of how I kind of govern it. A lot of times I don't always do that. Sometimes, I get on certain gigs, I'm emotional and sensitive. Sometimes I get on something and I just don't want to be there, or I'm upset or frustrated about something. I went to a phone call. Anything can trigger me. But majority of the time, I'm really trying to tap in.
Yeah.
Playing with Kenny Garrett, he really taught me about that. Continuously tapping in, no matter what, I'm tapping in. No matter if whatever it is, whatever I'm going through, I can put it out and push it out through my instrument.
Yeah.
Everybody's not like that, but some people are, and I'm not fully like that, Kenny Garrett, but I'm more so like a mix of that. But whenever I get there, you're always giving, man. You're always giving. It's pressure when you're giving. Imagine you always donate the most money to something, and then 1 year you don't donate it.
Yeah.
Why didn't you donate that to us, Elmo? Well, this year I kind of felt, you expect. I know I've done it 11 years. I know I've given you guys, $25,000 11 years. This year I'm gonna do something else with it. No. We've always counted on you for this. Now you're pressure. Our expectations are, it's part of the game.
Seems like you handled the pressure well.
Man, I'm trying to crush that shit.
Yeah, right now
with the shoe, big ass. with the shit on, just step on that shit. Step on them hoes. Step on them hoes, man.
All right, well, yo, we're gonna take a break and play some music real quick.
Oh man, you know what's really crazy? I'm gonna tell you one thing about me.
Yeah.
And this is probably gonna be weird. I'll tell you a little fun fact about Ronald.
Let's get weird.
I never listen to records I play on.
Really?
Never.
You listen, so in the studio, you're making it. It comes out. It's done.
Never.
Well, I would love
not even like if I might hear a song or something, but I never sit down. Like no record.
Are you not interested?
No. Stanley Clarke told me, why look back?
Huh.
You'll hear it. He said you'll hear it in passing.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. You remember what you wrote. Unless you only time I listen to a record is if I have to learn something that we played. But other than that, if I played on something with you or anybody, I don't listen to it.
Never look back.
Never.
What's one of the best lessons you've learned from Stanley Clarke?
So many. How to be, oh man. I'll tell you one thing that was really cool is he taught me the king aspect and the regalness of being a musician and being a musician in the place that I was and what I was creating, as far as like the musical excellence. He taught me how to exist. Him and George Duke, they taught me how to exist in the excellence, being regal. I did take it a little bit out of control because I had a big ego, and I heard the point they were saying, Ronald, you can be the. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that shit to the max. But
you're like, Ron, please.
Yeah, well, not that much, Ronald. Like, whoa. And then, but I really appreciate learning the qualities of being regal and taking this musical expression and this gift extremely seriously and making sure people take what you're doing seriously. When you walk in the room, control the energy, make sure that people, it's a regal quality to being because there's not many people like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of greats, there's a lot of greats but there's certain ones that like they just stick out like a house painted, lime green on the block of a whole bunch of brown cribs. It's like it's just what it is. And there's so many masters at so many different things, they taught me how to be a master at a young age, 25, 26. It was like I was around these men, and when they commanded attention and regal qualities no matter what circle they were in. Now, mind you, it wasn't like imagine a 25-year-old being like, I'm the greatest. Like, it's different because I'm still saying that I'm with these guys that are confirming my greatness, but I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Mm-hmm. So learning those qualities early, but that was one of the most beautiful lessons, understanding who you are, understanding what you mean to this, understanding the regal aspects and the king aspects of this, and making sure that you serve these people, serve the music. That's the lessons I learned from him. I learned that from Kenny. I learned that from everybody else around. When I was playing with Billy Preston when I was 17, and when I was playing with Raphael Sadiq when I was 18, all these people were teaching me how to be a king of what I do. And that's the lesson that's pushing my transition forward to being what I want to be, is like those lessons with Stanley, George Duke. I remember being in situations where just getting checked, and like, whoa, and grabbing myself. And it's, man, this is a consistent building Lego system of a human being. We all are. We're consistently adding pieces to our, we're just consistently building. And those lessons are so incredible, man. Like, yeah, Stanley was stickler. And Stanley was also a stickler about understanding the tradition, just like Kenny. They're always sticklers for me about making sure if you're going to play something, make sure you play it the best way it can be played so that nobody can say that wasn't right.
Right.
So, but playing with so many people, I learned those lessons. I've been in situations where you're playing and you're not playing the right thing, and the dude walk up to you and pour water on you. Like, so you learn that. But so many valuable lessons, man. Be a G. Keep that shit.
You've had so many. I mean, you have so many incredible giants.
Bro, I'm
around
finna
you,
be.
right?
I'm the teacher.
Yes, for sure. Well, we're all excited to hear you sang.
Play that.
Yo, so I'm gonna play the song Stanley Clarke Band with Hiromi. No big deal. Good old Ronald Bruner Jr.
I haven't heard this record. We won a Grammy off this record, and I never heard it.
I was gonna say, man, you won the Grammy on this album, and you haven't heard it. You didn't even when you won the Grammy that night.
I never played the record. Never.
Really?
All the records I played on with Kenny Garrett. Literally, I will hear it in passing. Like every time I don't play the record, somehow I get my pops car. He's playing the record. Yeah. Somehow I get, like I'll go some, like it's like whatever. I've been places and I've been in freaking casinos in in Vegas and heard myself on the showroom floor. Like, oh snap, that's that record I did.
It's my first time hearing it.
Yeah, I'm all wow, it's in Vegas. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, you just lost your house money. Oh, look, there's Ronald playing jazz. This dude just lost his house. He's sitting outside crying about to stab himself. No, oh, that's me playing. Like, that's me playing in 2014. Wow, you know.
How was it to win the Grammy?
Oh man, that shit is fire. Woo! It was good too. Oh man,
especially you won the Grammy on an album where you're playing.
Yeah, and I wrote on the record. I still got money sitting in ASCAP for that record.
Get that
I still
money.
haven't collected it. Actually, it's what they call it when it's sitting there. It's just sitting there. You can stand there. It was like, man, you gonna get your money? I was like, okay. But yeah, I mean, that was a surreal moment. It was really cool because me and Steven, we both won Grammys. You know,
that year
he won 3 years after me. That's when awesome. We did. So it was like to be in a family like that. A family with 3 Grammys.
Between the brothers,
man, it's like you couldn't tell me shit, man. You can't. I'm supposed to be fucked up, man. It's like, oh god, man. Like you won a Grammy at how it was like 27 or something. It's like I went in a Grammy wearing like I was like, oh my god, you couldn't stop me. Oh my god. It was like I was bringing. I damn near put the Grammy on a necklace. I was like like anybody would say anything. I was like, oh man, Ronald, you ain't. I'll be like, oh bro. Hey man, you want to have a drink of a, I was unstoppable with the Grammy. That's just like, and then
you're like, yo, I got a note for the album.
Yeah. So check this out, bro. Like,
I was thinking.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate that. I appreciate God allowing me to experience that. But it was wonderful, man. It was a lot of highlights in my life. That one. Kicking it with Kendrick during the record, hanging out with Prince and being close with Prince for 4 months, and like it's just all this kind of stuff. Kicking it with Michael Jackson, and hanging out with Tupac when I was in 8th grade. Like it's all kind of like, I mean, just so many different moments in my life. Like,
what was that 4 months with Prince?
Prince is always somebody that any guy wants to, any musician wants to play with. That because he was a musician that was a star, but he was a musician. Always been a goal. He was doing these parties at his crib.
3121?
Around that time, but he had got a crib in Bel Air here, and he was throwing LA parties every weekend, or and the cats would come over. He just have everybody come home.
But no, wasn't 3121 that house?
That was in Vegas.
No, 3121 was the address of the Bel Air house.
What?
Yeah. The purple, and he had it like the lights on it. It was purple.
Well, the house was painted brown
or painted brown.
The outside of the house,
okay,
but inside the house it was purple.
Anyways, okay, continue.
It was yeah, but yeah. I didn't know that was 3121. I think it was I think Denzel lived. It was whatever that little complex, whatever that off of Mulholland. It was crazy.
I know the area. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and he's had these parties, whatever. And so it was a friend of mine that was performing with him that I was, a very close friend of mine. And she started working with him, and I guess she told him at some point about there's these 2 brothers in LA that play. You should really hear these 2 dudes. It was me and Steven. So she said, I got my buddies, my homeboys, I used to play with this guy, So Prince kind of started hearing about us. So when we went to me and Steven, I guess we went to it was either a D'Angelo show at the House of Blues or Keisha Cole or something. And so me and Steven are standing at this, actually, no. How did that go? Did we go over there before this happened or after? I think it was after. But me and Steven were standing at the little top area in the VIP area watching the show, and it was rough, man. It was
not killing.
Yeah, what was on stage was it wasn't killing. And so all of a sudden the VIP area got shut down randomly. And we man, what the hell is going on? We sitting there why is everybody acting all weird?
The VIP area in his house.
No, the VIP area in House of Blues.
Oh, in House of Blues.
Yeah, the upstairs, a little back.
Yep.
So we're sitting up there, and we having our drinks, whatever. And so all of a sudden I get tapped on the shoulder, and it's my homegirl, Ronald. And she was like, hey, hug, how you been? And I seen you in a couple years. And so she's like, Wait, no, let me back up. Before she comes up, backstage gets shut down. Me and Steven are standing there, just partying, having a shot or whatever. And so security walks in, and then Prince walks up in between me and Steven, and we turn around, me and Steven turn around, and he goes, such and such, there's your drummer boyfriend. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, I was like, nah. Because I guess when she told him about him, she was excited about him meeting us. And she texted me and said, hey, come to concert. I think we were at the concert because she said, come up to House of Blues and I want you to, So he comes up and he says that to her, and then he walks away. So she comes, hey, Ronald, good to see you. We chop it up, go. He goes over there. But the whole time he's standing on the other side, but he's looking at me and Steven. He's like on the other side of the room, but he's just looking at us like,
yep,
this weird whatever. So
the Prince stare,
yeah, with the whatever. But he's looking at us while stuff's happening. So the show's going on, stuff gets weird. Prince comes back around. At this point, I didn't know he was there. Me and Steve, I guess we stopped with the whole eye fucking situation, and so me and Steve are back focused on the concert, and so he comes back around and he's like, hey, he walks up behind me and Steven, and he's like. He's standing right between me. He's like, I want you guys to come over to the house. I'll let you know the address. And he moves on. So at that point, my friends from this group called J Davy, shout out to Brooke DeLue and Brianna and Jack Davy, I'm sorry. So they like, oh, we're going over to Prince's roll with us. I think some other night we were at the Roxy, and so my homie was like, hey, we going over to Prince's house. Let's roll. All right, cool. So we go over there. Me and Steve go over there just hanging out. Now, at this particular time, we didn't play. Prince had his band there and basically serving food, getting lit, and just acting the fool at his house. And if you were good, you were good. Stay there, sun comes up, whatever. We're all just hanging out. And then, so it got to a certain point where I wanted to play. And me and Steven wanted to play. So he was letting people sit in, whatever. And so, opportunity, he was like, okay, hey, both Bruner, you guys come play, right? And he put us in this situation with this trash guitar player. So me and Steven I don't mean to say it like that, but hell yeah, it was trash. I did mean to say it like that.
I understand.
I'm not going to take it back. Yeah, dude, you were trash. I'm not going to say your name. You were trash.
Let's be real.
So, I felt robbed. Like me and Steven felt robbed because we had to try to lift this guy that had no idea what the potential of what could happen musically. We had to lift this guitar player, and he couldn't go there with us. So I felt robbed. So at that particular moment, Prince, he was like, whatever, kind of sort of towards me. And I was like, oh, it's not. Just towards the performance. And I was like, no, sir, that doesn't go down. Ronald doesn't go, I don't go down like that. So I chalk it up to the game. I kick with Prince. Now at this point, Prince knows me, but he just knows me as like just a guy, just hanging out. We were cool. He took me around the house and showed me one of the bikes and took me to the other. Yeah, he was cool. He took me to the swimming pool. We just had he was just being real personal because he appreciated our musicianship. Real cool. So that was the party. We went to his house maybe 3 or 4 times. Got lit over there. Had great arguments with famous people. Great, good times. Fast forward 5 or 6 years. Whatever. I get a phone call. Shout out to my boy Benzel. Benzel, he's the one that. So there was a bass player, female that was playing in the band at that time, and so Prince asked her, "Who would you like to play drums with you?" And so she said, "Me." I know her. She's a friend of mine, and I didn't even know that we never had the opportunity to play together, but I guess she was like, "Yo, I want to play around. I want to check out the vibes." So I guess she had another thing with her career, so she left the band. So she connected with Benzel. Benzel gave her my number. She gave it to Prince. I'm sitting in the living room in January 2013 or 12 or something like that, sitting in the living room. And I get a phone call from someone that said, "Hey, man." Oh, no, I get a phone call from her, the bass player.
Who is the bass player?
Nick West.
Nick West.
Yeah,
yep.
So she calls me. She says, "Hey, Ronald." I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And then hey, hi, great guy. Hey, Ronald. I got somebody who's going to be calling you. And I was like, "Oh, cool." She's like, "Yeah, he's going to be hitting you up. I'll let you answer the phone so you can figure out, kind of, I think you probably know who it is, but, he's going to call you." I was like, "Wow, for real?" Yeah. And so then maybe like 3 hours later, I get a phone call from someone, and it wasn't him, but the phone call was, "Are you available to leave tomorrow to go to Minnesota? Prince wants to play play some music with you. I was like, yeah, I'm available. I'm down. It's like tomorrow. Cool. We have a car come pick you up. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wow. Like, this is the beginning of the week. I'm like, oh, this is like Monday. It's lit. Oh, like the Monday. So I'm like, oh, like that. So I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, making a, oh, bro. So I get on a plane on Tuesday morning, and first class was beautiful. Limo comes, picks me up from my crib, drives me to the airport, get on a plane, first class, get off the plane, limo picks her, take me to a hotel. So I get to the hotel. So I start reaching out to the liaison. Hey, I'm here, I've arrived, and I'm in the hotel room. So this Tuesday goes by, nothing. Okay, cool. Wednesday goes by, nothing. All right, so now I'm like, okay, well, I'm in this really nice hotel, got a big suite and everything. It's a nice hotel, and I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you the whole story if we have time.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm in this really nice hotel. He puts us in this place. He's called the Chanhassen Suites. Pretty cool, nice spot. So Wednesday goes by, nothing. Thursday goes by, nothing. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? I'm trying to reach, but nobody's reaching me. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go hang out in Minneapolis. I got friends out there, so I'm just starting to do this. I'm hanging out at bunkers and being a Minnesotian, a LA Minnesotian for a moment.
As you do.
Friday goes by, no phone call. I'm like, man, what is going on? I've been sitting here since Tuesday. Nobody, and then all of a sudden I go downstairs and I start seeing other musicians. I start seeing Andrew Goucher and other musicians. I'm like, okay, so something's happening, but I don't understand why I'm not getting anything back. And he's like, man, don't worry about it. They're going to call you back. Saturday happens, no phone call. At this point, I'm like, man, I'm flying myself to the crib. Like, I've been sitting here for a week. I could have done other things.
Yeah.
I get a text. Now, Prince doesn't, but at that time, Prince, he's Jehovah's Witness. So he didn't do anything on Sunday. Like, I think like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, I get a text, be downstairs at 11 o'clock in the morning. Some be downstairs at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, at this point, I'm frustrated. I've been beating in my pockets. I'm everything I'm doing is coming out of my pockets. Yeah. I'm like eating out of my pockets. I'm like, I'm like, now I'm getting kind of pissed off. Like you're being asked, you know that this guy, I don't know anything about what's going on and your connections. So I come downstairs, 10 o'clock, ready to play. Go downstairs and the assistant, we go to Paisley. I'm like, wow.
Paisley Park.
Like, we go to Paisley and they pick us up. I'm in the car with everybody. I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
With Goucher?
Yeah, Goucher.
Nice.
Other musicians in the band. I'm like, oh, man, I'm meeting everybody. Like, oh, what's up, man? Around I didn't know a lot of them, but Goucher.
You're the chosen ones to go to Paisley Park.
I was the newest. I'm the new guy in this situation. Yeah. So this is great. So we go to Paisley, and they go in the big room with the big whatever. And so the assistant says, set the drums up however you want to set them up, and Prince will be down. And they started giving us rules. Don't do this. Don't let him come to you. Don't do this. Don't call him P. Don't do all this. So I was like, if you know me, I'm not doing what you say do. I'm gonna act like it, and I'm going to do just because that's just me. I don't give a damn about ruffling these feathers. I feel like I'm on the same level as Prince. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as far as like gift and measurement of gift, God does what he does. So like, I feel like you got me here because you know what's about to happen. And I got you here because I know what's about to happen. So whatever. God created this connection, for the period of time. Anyway, so she gives me all these rules. Don't do this. And so I look at Andrew. Andrew was like, whatever. He wouldn't, whatever. So she says, when he comes in, don't go shake his hand. Like, just, all these. So I'm got the drum set up. So we're sitting there for like a couple of hours. Man, what the hell? I'm just warming up. So after a while, I'm already ready to go. And it was just me, the bass player, and the piano player. So from off in the distance, you see this dude wearing the Minneapolis Lakers, like the rip away, the buttons, right? So I see this little dude come in here, full, like he had a gold, he was like a beard, it was gray beard, and he had an afro, but it had gray, I guess he hadn't dyed it yet, so it had like gray streaks in it. I was like, wow, like. So he comes in, but he's wearing the Lakers shit with some bell bottoms on, with some blinky dudes. He has some heels that had lights in them. So he's walking towards the stage, way off in the distance. So we're sitting like, oh, I'm like, wow, I like this. There's P, like, So everything she told me to do, don't call him P, don't shake his hand, like, let him come, don't do all that. As soon as he got close to the stage, my ass went right up to him. What's up, P? He took the handshake.
Yeah.
And I pulled him in for a hug. Man, oh man, good to see you again. And he did not act shocked.
Nice.
He was like, hey, you know, how you doing? And he's like, how you doing, RBJ?
Nice.
He was the first guy to call me RBJ.
RBJ, no way.
How you doing, RBJ? It's good to see you. You been good? It's like, yeah, I've been good. But I don't think he didn't really, because of other performance, I didn't play well. It wasn't great. So I think he just thought like he had heard that I was supposed to be this great whatever, but it was like that performance, me and my brother were kind of stuck. We were stuck. I couldn't play child. It was like we were just in this limbo the whole 6 or 7 minutes, 8 minutes we're playing. So he didn't know the level. He thought I was maybe like just an R&B drummer, or gospel drummer, or whatever. He thought I was just on that. So he tried to. We talked. We start. So he started. You know, hey, RJ, you know, it's going. You know, it's just that. How's your brother? You know, hey, man, he's good. He said, you know, you guys are the good brothers. He wouldn't call us the Bruner Brothers because at the time we were calling each other Bruner because we had a record we were doing in 2008 and we started doing shows called the Bruner Brothers. It was me and Steven. That was when I actually did my first album trying. It was 2008. Anyway, so he started calling us the Good Brothers and me and Steve was like, man, we ain't the Good Brothers, we Bruner. Like, I don't know what the hell the Good Brothers are. so we're hanging. So now we're starting to be social with Prince. Everything's going cool. We're social, and you know. So Prince comes up on stage. He sees everybody's warmed up, and Prince, you know, when he's on stage with fellow musicians, he likes to. I'll speed it up. He likes to let you know that like he's one of you when he's in that energy. When he's being a musician, he's not being the dude jumping around stage and doing splits off of pianos and you know and he's not doing all that. He knows how to switch into the role of being a musician in the band. Like he knows how to turn that on where it's not about the star, it's about how collectively he can do. So he turns into that guy. The Gemini turns into that guy. Now he's a buddy with us. Now we're on stage and we're like in the garage and like we're about to start working on our new show for this thing we're doing on Friday for the high school. It's like it's like that.
Nice.
So then he gets in the mic, he says, RBJ, do you know Stratus? And I looked at him and I was like, are you sure? And now Stratus is Billy Cobham's.
Yeah, of course.
So you're telling this Billy Cobham kid phenomenon.
You want me to go off?
You want me to play? Are you? And I said to him, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Prince? If he was alive, he would remember." I said, "Are you sure? You sure?" He was like, "What do you mean? Am I sure?" I said, "Are you sure?" So he looked at me. He was like, "Okay." Now, mind you, he doesn't know that I can do that. He just thinks I'm this guy.
Right.
Man. We start the tune, and we play the tune. I play very nicely. I don't play anything, any frills. Just give it a good feel. Feel good. Playing a groove. Just groove it. I just wanted to feel good. No chops. So then we get to his section. He solos and you solos and it gets to that part. And I looked at him and I was like. And I proceeded to beat the dog shit. I was knocking down cymbal stands. The drum set was crumbling. I was beating them drums so hard. I mean, it was like, God, I was, and then we got to, and then I had the double kick pedal. It was all the problem then, because it was like, and this was going, so you just heard like imagine just everybody in the neighborhood. I was playing drums for my life. I was playing drums that day. That one moment, I was like, I am going to show you who I am. He took his guitar off, and he took the guitar and threw it in the air. And this dude came out of nowhere and caught it. He's like, I swear to God. So this is the first time. So now his reaction was, all that, right? So he takes guitar and he's like, oh my God. He goes, whew. He throws the guitar and this dude comes out, catches it. He goes, I'll see you tomorrow, RBJ.
Yes.
That was the gig.
Yes. Dude, he throw you the best bone pot. He didn't even realize it either. Could you do this?
He was like, can you do, you know Stratus? Can you play Stratus? I was like, are you sure?
You were like, I've been waiting my whole life
for this moment. man.
Dude, that was it. That was the pinnacle. That was the moment.
And then he said, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, man, I was like, how you gonna see me tomorrow? I don't know what's going on. So he's like, I said, so I'm like, man, I'm supposed to go back home. I got other gigs and stuff going on, And so I told, I said, I told his assistant, I said, you had me sitting here for a week, man. What are we doing? And I didn't know Prince had shows lined up. He had something he had to do. So he don't tell you that. When you're with Prince, you're just with Prince. Whatever Prince does, you just in it. Whatever, like if Prince feels like we gonna go over here and play it, he randomly, whatever. So you got to be aware of that. So I was like, man, Prince was standing on the other side of the room. He's going to the sound, the mixing console, whatever. And so the assistant came up. So Prince was standing. He came back to stage, and so Prince heard me. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like I wasn't mad, but I was upset that like I had never been put in a situation where I was kind of like taken advantage of. Like you're just sitting there like a stupid, like just waiting to find out what. So I kind of got a little funny. Like I was like, man, this is weird.
You felt a little disrespected.
Yeah, I felt a little disrespected.
Yeah.
So Prince walks up and he goes. So he hears me talking to his assistant. He walks up and he goes. He said, so he's listening to me. I'm like, man, P. I'm like, so I start directing it at him. Hey, P, like, I know you're super busy, and I'm so humbled and appreciative this opportunity, and I will be here for you. But man, like, this has been weird. He's like, give me your account number. And I was like, what? Like, give your account number to what's her name? I was like, for real? I woke up that next morning with the most money I ever got paid in a one-time thing.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I went to the Mall of America and blew that motherfucker. Oh, bro, I took that first check, man. I went to every high-end store in that Mall of America and bought something. I bought belts, t-shirts, belts, shoe socks, man. And then from that moment on, I was with him. I was with him. We had some great times. Great times together. Great times. Some good times. We had some disagreements. We had some moments. One time I was practicing. He used to trip. I would go there a little bit earlier to Paisley before everybody would get there so I could just shed. Not on his music, because I kind of knew his music, and he was basing everything off ear, and so a lot of his repertoire I kind of knew. And if I didn't know it, it was like I could kind of like grab onto it, go to the record, ingest it, eat it, do it through the night, come back to rehearsal next day, know the songs, like, so he was always switching stuff. It's just like he wanted you to learn his catalog. But there was one particular time I would go in there, and I just wanted to practice. I felt like I just wanted to get, my hands, get better. And one day I was sitting in one of the rooms there, and there was like this control room where you can see the person in the control room who was mixing the sound for the room. So I'm in this place. Now he lives there, but I'm in this particular room by myself. There's only one entrance. There's two entrances, one there right here. So I can see whoever comes in the room, whoever doesn't come in the room, the door, I can see it. I can see who's in the room. There's nobody in this room. Like, it's like the only exits are here.
Yeah.
Right? So we can see this. So I close my eyes, I get into it. And then I'm whatever, about 30, I don't know how long I was into it. And I open my eyes, and he's standing in the control room in the window looking at me, right? He's just like staring at me. Just standing there. And I'm like, so I'm still practicing. I'm looking, I'm like, oh snap! Like, so what's up, P? Working some ideas, whatever. And then I close my eyes again, and then he disappears. I was like, man. So, and when he came back down for rehearsal later, I was like, man, where the hell is that fun slide? I wonder. I was like,
the fun slide.
How did you get in and out of that room without? How did the fuck you do that? He's like, all right, BJ, it's me. Remember that. Remember that, and moved on. It's me, Robert J. It's me. Remember that.
Wow.
He just popped up. It was a millisecond. I went like open eyes. Hey, what's up, P? Sticking there. Gone. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, we disappearing on motherfuckers now. Okay.
Holy
I see what you doing,
shit.
P. You playing games. You disappeared. Where you at, motherfucker? Where's the fun slide at?
He's like, I built this building. You don't think there's little loops and holes?
Remember RBJ, it's me.
It's me.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to tell you?
No, yeah, exactly.
How about I wire you more money?
Yeah. You want another check? Here you go. It's fun. But I have so many stories. He was a great boss, and he really fueled my ego. I was bad. I was bad, I was bad. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, you just couldn't tell me nothing. When Prince started confirming that I was what he thought I was, and how great he, and I have some very intimate stories with him.
Yeah.
But when he started like really showing me his appreciation for me, like the way he would do it, I took that shit to my head. I took it to my head, and I was savage. And then Prince would see the savage shit I would do and laugh about it. He would be like, RBJ, did you do that last night? Yeah, you know, I was. He's like, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Because he had his moments, like he knew his darknesses. So we had a very cool relationship. Even before he died, the way I departed the situation, I had another obligation with another artist, and he don't like you playing with other people, and especially the artist I was playing with. She's very close to him. She's like his family. So he felt that I was, after all he had done for me, he felt that I was kind of going.
Who was it?
Shaka.
Oh, Shaka Khan.
Shaka's like my second mother. Like I played with her for 11 years. Like she that's like my second mama. And so I always honored her because Shaka's had my back through thick and thin. You know, I mean, at one time I was doing like 5-6 different gigs. Shaka was part of all that. Like I was doing Shaka, Prince, George Duke, Stanley Clarke. I mean, it was Kenny Garrett. Like I was doing all this stuff all like just doing it. And so I wasn't going to let Shaka go because Shaka was always there for me before Prince. And then the Shaka's security was Prince's security. So he was getting on my case. He's like, when are you going to tell Shaka that you playing with Prince? Because Prince is going to take you away from her. And you know that she is not, you need to confirm with her. So he was putting all this pressure on me. And so when I made the decision, I said, I'm going to honor her. Prince got mad. How dare you? As much as I've been to you, how would you leave me? I was like, I'm not leaving you. I'm just honoring the obligation. I don't know what we're going to do, and you don't say anything. Yeah. Okay. And so it was like it was peaceful. Yeah. He sent me home in a private jet. It was beautiful.
Sick.
Peaceful. Actually, he sent me home on a private jet twice. Oh, that was one of the 11 or 12 times I rode private jet, but he was like 3 of those times. Anyway, the shout out to private jets. But when that happened, it was in a weird place. He always had me in limbo. He had me thinking I was going to come back to Paisley. So one day I went to go see one of the homegirls that sings with him, Liz, Liv Warfield. I went to go see her perform with her band, and all of the squad from P's gig, the female singers, everybody was there to support her. They were all in LA, and so I went with Battle Cat. Shout out to my boy Kev Gilly. Yeah, my dog, Battle Cat since 8 years old. So me and Battle Cat and a bunch of friends went to go see Liv, just support her. We all, she's an amazing artist. And so I see everybody, and everybody, RBJ, and everybody's like, all the ladies, hey Ronald, good to see you, RBJ, how you been? And so Prince is sitting on the top of the VIP seat, the seating area, sitting there. And I hadn't seen him since he got mad at me. So I was trying to go into the VIP area. He sees me. I'm trying to go into the VIP because everybody in the VIP area knows it's me. So he sees me sitting. He's sitting with his glasses on, staring me directly in my face with the little three things. He's sitting there staring me directly in my face, and so I try to sneak by security. He's like, nah, bro, go back over there. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, nah, bro. I see everybody here know you, but nah, you can't come in. I was like, wait a minute, man. That's P. I was like, P. He was like, no.
Wow.
He was like, no. And so I was like, all right, cool, no big deal. So then I go stand out in the audience and I watch the show. So then about an hour into the show, whatever, Battle Cat goes, hey. He's like, hey, Prince is standing right behind you. I was like, word. I was like, so I'm standing there, and so I didn't turn around. He was just standing right behind me. I didn't turn around. And he comes in my ear and he goes, how are you, RBJ? I leaned back and say, I'm doing great, man. How are you? I miss you, man. He's like, I miss you too. I'll see you soon. We'll be working together very soon. I'll talk to you later. I was like, all right, man, just, call me up whenever you want to. He's like, good to see you. And he walked away. And that was how we ended it.
That's a lot from him.
He passed away.
Oh,
he passed away. Right. Like, and I think after me, it was a couple guys that came in. I know Hannah was doing it. She was there when I was there. And then I think Tehran did it. But it was maybe like the year before he passed away.
Man.
And it was very good to know that he fully knew who I was, fully respected me as someone that wasn't just normal. It wasn't normal. Same thing with Steven.
I'm not surprised.
He wanted Steven to play with him. When Steven started popping off his records, he wanted Steven. And it just wasn't normal, So shout out to him, man. Rest in peace to one of the greatest.
One of the greatest ever, man. Oh,
I
that's
got so many stories
amazing,
like that, man.
I mean, do we want to dabble into Michael Jackson's Michael Jackson story?
Yeah. So yeah, Michael Jackson. That was a George Duke connect. Like we were at a function in Michael Jackson. Yeah, I had about 3 or 4 encounters with him. I went to one of the This Is It rehearsals.
Really?
Yeah, before they went to the Forum. I went to when they were rehearsing at Center Stage.
They were at Center Staging?
Yeah,
it was with Michael Bearden?
Yeah, Michael Bearden.
Yeah.
And he walked in, but he remembered me before he met me. I was doing a thing for George Duke for the Rainbow Coalition I think it's Rainbow Coalition with Jesse Jackson. And so he I guess this particular one, he decided to come. And he came for the whole thing and hung out and then watched us play. We did like a whole set. We were like the house band, but George did a whole set. He saw the whole set, and then afterwards we went backstage, and he was back there, and he was totally cool. Man, you guys are killing, man. You know, you guys sound great. Is this the drummer? Oh man, I said I met you back, and he said, oh yeah, you went to that school back in the day, because he did a thing at my school where a bunch of the musicians at the school went up to Santa Maria to go to what was his park called?
Was it Wonderland?
Or
no,
was Michael Jackson's park.
Neverland.
So a bunch of the kids from my school, they all went up there.
Which school?
32nd Street. It was like a performing arts magnet school in LA, right across the street from USC. And so a bunch of the kids that went there, but he had people come to school to see the musicians, and he wanted to so the people came. But I didn't go that particular time because I think my family had something else to go to. So he had remembered that. Then he had remembered me seeing me with George Duke. And so the next time I saw him, he kicked everybody out the room, and I got to sit there behind Jonathan Moffett and watch him.
Wow.
And it was just him. He was just going over stuff, and I just got to sit there right behind him, like watch. Everybody else had to leave, but Jonathan was like, "This is one of my prodigy." I put, he's like, "Oh, I saw you with George Duke," and I was like, "Yeah, you came. Your assistant came to school. Oh yeah, for the magnet school, and oh yeah, oh man, you're good." Everybody else out.
Wow.
So I just got to sit there. He wasn't going crazy. That was when he had on the Nightmare Before Christmas. He wore the same outfits all. He had the Nightmare Before Christmas with the shoulders with the.
Oh yeah.
Awesome sauce.
Wow.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce.
That's so cool. Blessed by MJ.
Yeah, man. Good times.
All right, you got a Tupac story?
Oh, yeah. 8th grade Tupac. Yeah, that was a panel discussion that he was at, and they couldn't get him to stop cussing.
At the school?
Yeah, it was at USC. It was USC. It was my music teacher took us to it, but I can't remember if it was USC or it was some kind of hall. It was like a hall. It was like a. I'm thinking it was the Bovard Auditorium, but I don't think it was the Bovard.
Do you know CPM? You went to USC.
Bovard, but I don't know if it was. I have pictures of it. I have photos of it. I'm just trying to remember the venue. I think either we took a field trip to this thing, or we walked over to Bovard. Anyway, it was a bunch of people on the panel. It was a bunch of people, bunch of artists, producers, famous people, and Tupac wasn't the only rapper on it. It was like. I think it was like LL. It was like, not LL. It was like, whatever. But we were all enamored because Tupac was there. So when Tupac got his chance to speak, he was trying to encourage us to chase our dreams. But he was encouraging us like, hey, man, you little motherfuckers out here, y'all got to get y'all shit together. You know what I'm saying? These streets are treating y'all like, he was very, very prolific with expressing to us to immediately go for what you're going for now. Don't wait. Whatever you got, whatever God put in you, whatever you supposed to be here doing, do that shit. And you imagine you telling a kid like an 8th grader, I'm fucking 11 or 12, whatever. You're telling me this, and I'm like, I'm just enamored because you're telling me in the most realest way, and there's no meandering or pussyfooting around what you're trying to get a point across. And they were like, oh, Pop, he's a kid, calm. No, they gotta know. So afterwards, we go through the whole thing. Thing is over. At the end, him and the security, they come around. And everybody gets to shake his hand. And I walked up to him. My friend Just, and we walked up to him. Nice to meet you, man. Man, we musicians, and oh man, good. He was, man, y'all keep going. Don't let nothing stop. Don't let the system or nothing. He was very prolific about doing your thing.
Sick. And
that was my interaction with him in 90. I was 90. Yeah, I would say before June. So maybe like. Either he just got out of jail or he was going to jail. Something like that.
Wow, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, good times. Good times. I have photos of it too.
To live and die in LA.
Yeah, man, I was there.
We're still living here, bro. We're lucky.
I am never leaving.
I feel very grateful.
It's my favorite place in the world.
Very grateful that we were born here.
Hell yeah.
We're so lucky, man.
I tell people that all the time. It's like, you don't understand what these 85-degree Christmases feel like every year. This shit is crazy. I'll be trying to
95 sometimes.
You ever put a drum rug and blankets over your window so you can't see the light on Christmas morning? So you ever go? I mean, I can't tell you how many bikes I got as a kid and went immediately outside with shorts and a t-shirt on at 90 degrees.
Oh yeah,
chestnuts. Ain't no chestnuts roasting in LA.
Yeah.
Ain't no fireplaces. But yeah, so I love being from here. This is. I mean, hey man. And I tell people, everybody who's from here is comfortable here. If you from here, you know how to survive. You know how to get around all the makeup. You know how to get around all the fake shit. You know how to do it. Everybody here ain't paying what people are paying to move here. We ain't paying that.
Yeah.
I'm not paying that.
No.
I got a nice crib. I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
Not at all. Because I'm from here. But
yeah.
you come in, tell me and now it's become the place to, like, what other place in the US right now can you actually be creatively free other than maybe New York? But New York is so expensive. Here's expensive too, but every majority of the avenues to be creative and to get to the people you want to appreciate your creativity and get the opportunity to is here.
The opportunities are all
opportunities
here.
are here.
Yeah, the people are here.
People are here.
Yeah. The people make the opportunities. You can do it from wherever, but even if you're going to live somewhere else, that's fine. Not everyone is lucky enough to be from here, but if you're going to be somewhere else, try to save up your money, come here once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Come here as much as you can.
I knew people that used to come here and say they lived here.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I'm in LA. Bro. And you never see the motherfucker through the week, but all of a sudden on the weekend he's here. I've seen people do that to get work.
We see it in Jammcard.
Yeah.
We see it in Jammcard. We see people that are like, they write Los Angeles and they live in Vegas or where they live or Nevada or somewhere. And then they're just like, well, give me the opportunity to rehearse tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. I live in LA. But then it's drive in or fly in. I respect that hustle.
I know a guy that was doing that from Atlanta. He was coming into LA saying he was here.
Because we live in, it's 2022. There's 100 flights a day from Atlanta to LA or wherever you are to LA if you're in the country. And even if you're in Dubai, it's once a day. It just takes a full day. But to hustle that, I respect a lot, especially if you're coming out your own pocket. Like, oh yeah, rehearse tomorrow in LA. Yeah, I'll be there. And you're buying your plane ticket and pretending like you're here because you want that opportunity because you're trying to get to the next level. I have a lot of respect.
I definitely respect those people.
Yeah.
I definitely, because they're and some I've seen it work. I've seen guys go from like the opportunity and all of a sudden they take the opportunity and they're back and they're doing it. Now they gotta they got their way in. And I think the hustle is beautiful, man. You gotta have some hustle. You gotta have some hustles here. You gotta have some hustling skills here.
Have to.
You got to. These streets out here, the mindset of the people that don't have it and how they're going to get it. It's dangerous out here in LA, man. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You got to have some stick and move shit. You got to get it around. Especially, and the only reason I know is coming up in a generation where the gang shit was so intense that the only way out was us playing music.
For sure.
The only other options, we in high school, middle school, man, it was like we had friends that were like right there next to us dying.
Yeah.
Dying. 3 funerals. I remember I was turning 18 and I went to 4 funerals in 1 year for people that were my age.
It's horrible.
One dude getting shot by the police, the other homie getting shot in the gang situation, the other homie getting beat up, the other dude in a car accident. It was like, what the fuck? Like, but that was the 90s. Yeah. So you growing up in that, you like I used to use this music now, and that was also a part of why I wanted to be exceptional on my instrument because I wanted to get out the fucking hood.
Yeah.
I was born there. I was born. My dad, he loves the hood. My dad will never leave the hood.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, it was because I was a part of that thing where it was like, either you gonna be from this or we gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a musician. So the way I got around it was I would play beats for the Crips. I'd play beats. I'd be around the homies and I play that beat, cuz. And I'd be like, all right. Yeah, that shit hard, cuz. Man, bro, I can't tell you how many times I saved my life by playing a Survivor thing. I can't tell you how many times I saved my life with just showing, we got to get the ways out. But when I got comfortable here, I was like, man, I'm not gonna sit.
Yeah, man.
I get to go home and stand on my balcony, see the mountains. And
I'm from the mountains, bro. I grew up in Sierra Madre.
Oh wow,
little mountain town in Pasadena. Yeah,
dude. Hey man, that's my
little hippie town.
Yeah, dude.
I came from some hippie parents sitting in the fucking mountains.
Oh, Pasadena was the shit when I was younger. That area was lit. There was a gig I used to do in Pasadena. Every Saturday, this place, I forgot what it was called. It was like a soulful restaurant, but me and my brother and a bunch of guys, we were 14, 15 years playing. I love Pasadena. I love that area.
Yeah, Pasadena is beautiful. And
Sierra Madre, all that.
Sierra Madre, man, that's my hood. That's where I grew up. My mom still is in Altadena.
Super lit.
Altadena, people are moving to Altadena now.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm sure everything is like really crazy high right now up over that area.
Well, I mean, LA in general, which obviously pushes people further out, but like Altadena and like the Pasadena area, even South Pasadena, shit's popping. Shit's so expensive now because it's kind of like I was talking with my brother last night. We were at dinner. Mm-hmm. We both lived in Hollywood I was in Hollywood for 15 years, and now I'm in Silver Lake because I was like, and thank God I moved out right before COVID because Hollywood took a crap. Mm-hmm. And my brother moved out like during COVID because it was just it's gotten so bad, you know, in Hollywood and stuff. So, but we were talking about how it's like, I will never move actually back into Hollywood or that area. Like to me, the goal is I want to be back in like, Altadena, Pasadena. That area is so nice, and to like live and actually raise a family and do that. But you could still drive 20 minutes into Hollywood if you need. We're still in entertainment.
That's the great part about LA.
Yeah.
The valley,
any of the valleys,
anything is everything we do is 20 minutes away. Yeah. So when I'm done with your energy and I'm done with whatever's happening around me, I'm going to go over there.
Yes.
And I'm going to be away from this shit.
Everything's 20 minutes away and nothing is less than 20 minutes away. Yo, final question.
Yes, sir.
Your drum setups.
Ooh.
You've had some really incredible setups. Shit I've never seen. Even back when you were 20 years old and I'm watching you on Modern Drummer being like, why you set up his shit like this? That's crazy. Now your cymbals are all high.
No, now it's different. You guys
it's already different.
I haven't even taken a picture of how I've been playing now.
I know there's a new reveal.
Yeah,
when the new album comes out, there's going to be a whole new concept for sure.
Actually, I have to like, with this record, like I've done a lot of the stuff programming on drums. I have to go in and actually play some drums on stuff. But I learned from Will Kennedy when I was taking lessons with him. I was 15. I was learning from him. He told me, one of the few things he told me, he said, Ronald, every time you get on the drum set, play with a handicap. It's always going to make you try something different. Every time you get on the drum set, set up something messed up. Set up something you wouldn't hit there. Set up something that's too far away, or set up something that's too close. Or set up something to make it awkward for you. So that it'll challenge you to do something different. You probably would have, if you would have had that 8-inch tom in the same place it's always been, you would have did the same lick. Yeah. If you put that 8-inch tom behind you, you got to figure out how you're going to make that 8-inch tom do that lick. So now it's going to go from it's going to be a whole nother mind or a whole nother creative path to shift how you normally do what you do every single time. So every time I set up, like even my drum tech, I tell him, get out the way and just break my stuff down. Because I'll put the cymbal oddly so my arm feels weird, just so whatever I'm playing is gonna make like shift it. It's always just like it's like I'm always shifting. So
I saw a post of yours. I didn't see you in person do this, but I saw a post of yours like maybe a year or two ago when you had all your toms to the right.
To the right, yeah.
All the toms were off to, and I screenshot it, and I was like, what?
YG, yeah. I had the whole 7-piece on the right. I was playing YG with 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, all on the right.
Over here.
And
I've never seen that, dude.
5 snare. It was just
yeah.
I like to experiment. That's like the fun part about being a musician, experimentation. Sounds.
I love that. Will Kennedy. So Will Kennedy
was the one that put me on to like play every time you play with a handicap.
It's fucking
force you to play some different shit.
Well, dude, I love you, bro. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming.
I love being loved.
Hey.
Did I say anything wrong, anybody? You guys can check me if you want to. I'll whoop your ass. No, don't get it twisted. No, but
yeah. No, dude. I'm super happy for you, man. Seems like you're in a great place, which is awesome. I'm here to support you however you need me. Call your boy.
Yes, sir.
Call your boy. I'm super excited for the new album.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait.
Love Songs to Ghost, baby.
Love Songs to Ghost is going to be amazing. I wish we could play some right now. But
I wish. Actually, I have some stuff that we could have played. I just didn't put it in my phone.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Next time, when it comes out, we'll have you back on.
Well, you're gonna get a sneak peek of it, I think.
Let's get it.
You're gonna get a little sneak peek of it today, I think that's gonna happen.
Let's go, Ron.
I'll let you hear this shit before it gets done. But now I've
been hearing it throughout its process.
Yes. I'm 14 songs in. I'm 14 songs in. 14, and I have 6 done.
Okay.
And all I'm doing right now is just finishing the vocals.
Nice.
So it'll be done by the end of this month.
Amazing, dude.
It's my birthday month. I feel like the energy, the Libra energy is on 10 with me.
I was going to say your Libra energy. We got another Libra right here.
Hey, what day? Hey, Libra power. Steven is a Libra too. Steven's the 19th.
You guys are double Libra?
Yeah, man, double. I'm Libra. And we're crazy. I'm Libra, Gemini.
Libra, Gemini. Wow.
The rising and all that other. I don't think it means anything, but probably does explain the crazy.
Well, because the Libra is even, And I feel like the Gemini is more.
Yeah, I'm with the shits.
Yeah.
Let's get
I'm Leo, bro.
Ooh. Oh.
Triple Leo.
Oh.
Let's get it.
That's why you're so happy.
That's why I'm happy, and I'm just like, let's do something.
Yeah.
And then I take a 20-minute power nap every day. I gotta take my cat nap.
Oh yeah, I don't sleep. I went to sleep at 6 o'clock this morning. I was like, yeah, good times, felt good.
Hey, you came very close to on time. We actually had a bet. We had a bet actually. We were like, what time?
I'm trying to change.
Hey, no, it's
3
improvement.
minutes. I was 3 minutes. 3 minutes before we're supposed to start.
I was incredible because I texted you yesterday like, yo, bro, we're going live at 1:15.
I told you I was supposed to be here at 1:15. I was like, I'm gonna be here 2:48.
Yeah, I was like, huh? I was like, did you mean 12:48? And they didn't write me back. I'm like, damn it, Ron. Damn it, Ron. It's got me sweating. And then and then we thought we made a bet and we were like, okay, probably 1:45. Because I said to get here at 1, we're going live at 1:15. I was like, he'll come 1:45. You came 1:12. Proud of you, bro.
Thanks, man. See?
Yeah.
See, it's happening. It's happening.
It's happening, man.
Everybody that I've done that to, I'm working on it. Forgive me. I mean, come on. I mean, what do you expect? Come on. I mean, come on, man. I'm Ronald. Go, let it go.
The boy is growing.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Come on. You see this, man? I'm keeping it, come on. Let's do it. We're good. Love it. I should be a comedian in this bubble.
All right, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Love you, brother.
Love you, too.